Hi everybody, welcome to the live stream. We got the FOMC minutes that just came out, so we're gonna trade what happens after this price action. But right now I'm just gonna mark up our buy side and our sell side. So I would say sell side just got ran, so I want to pay attention to that. And I'm also marking up right now our midnight open and then our 8:30 open, so we can get our power 3. We'll see if that power 3 actually wants to play out today or not. So our 8:30 right here as well. Got some opening ranges up here that we could reach up to. 5-minute gap there, but I want to just take that off. I don't need all that on the screen. I'm trading down into this volume imbalance here, so we just reacted off of this. So I want to pay attention to that. 4-hour low right here as well. So that's a point of interest we could reach down to possibly. And then we have 50% of this 4-hour, which kind of lines up with a lot that's over here. So if we can get up and above that, I think we can go long from here, but it's looking like we're just going to long from this area anyway. So we closed up above, we hit this buy side, and now it looks like we're gravitating up here. So pretty simple move here. Nothing too out of the ordinary, pretty simple movement. So I want to mark up the opening range here that we have. So we opened here and we closed here. So if we draw that out, we can have this box for today. Opening range, draw it out some more, lock it in place, there we go. So I want to pay attention to all these levels that we have up within here. I know I have a lot of 50% on here. I'm actually going to get rid of this 4-hour one. I don't think we need it. This other one is meant for the daily volume imbalance that we have here. There's also another one there, but there's just a lot up in this area. I'm actually going to take that off. I don't think we need all that on the screen right now. But we have a lot of liquidity above here. That's a lot of movement that we can get up and above into that area. So I want to pay attention to see if we can get up into there. So we hit the low, higher low here. We have this breaker. This breaker, we just tapped into the breaker. We just closed this 15-second inversion. Let's see if this wants to send price higher or if it wants to come lower again to these relative equal lows. I don't know. Personally, not going to get lost in these lower time frames. I am bullish, so I want to stick to the buying bias here. So if we close everything off the chart and see where we're at in the daily. Took out this low, took out this low, took out this low. Hitting the rejection block when we're in an order block here. We're in a fair value gap in the 4-hour. Making this low here, but a lower low here from the news. So that's bullish. We have a lot of low resistance liquidity above here. We can possibly get up into that range. So I want to see if we can get up a little bit higher. What? There we go, there we go. Trying to log into my TradeAvade account. It's high probability I'll take it at some point today, but I really got to plan it out. It's gotta be a nice planned trade, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying there's something about it I don't like right now. I don't want to get too lost in these lower time frames, like I said, but paying attention to what we're getting here. Low. They all made that lower low. So maybe this does use this fair value gap to start moving lower. I don't know. So we just talk about what happened here at market open or even last night. So this is yesterday. This buy up long yesterday. Hit the low. Shifted. Retested. Inversed. Retested. Went higher. Consolidated. Midnight open. Shifted down during London. Consolidated. Really just moved down a little bit. Shifted down this morning. Inversed. This 5 minute. But if we look here in the 1 minute, we can really tell that we left with displacement here. And I believe it's a 30-second fair value gap that we inversed. Right here. This fair value gap got inversed here. Retested. And then came into the range here. Pulled back down. Shifted up again. Went to the highs. Not that clear for a long. But it was pre-FOMC, so it makes sense. So now, looking at price, what are we getting? Just a continuation back into here. Traded down into this breaker that we're playing in. So let's keep paying attention. See what we get for today. I'm not going to force anything. If nothing's clear, I'm not taking it. And if I don't take anything, I'm not taking it personal. I just know there's liquidity up here. As you can tell, there's a ton of it. So I want to pay attention to this area up here. Just doing some research right here. So based on like what the minutes even said, the Fed doesn't want to cut too quickly. All right. So I was doing some Twitter stuff real quick based on what we just got with the news. Nothing really too crazy here. So maybe not as many rate cuts is like what I'm thinking. Not really much movement. Not really much going on. So basically, I'm making a tweet right here. So there's not as many rate cuts this year. So there are not as many. I want to reword that different. So there might not be as many. So there might not be as many rate cuts this year as many people were expecting. As many people expected a few months ago. This means more uncertainty in the stock market, higher barriers for loans for individuals and corporations, possibly lower stock prices because higher rates could reflect into the company's revenue. Yep, there we go. Let's see what happens here. Yep, lower stock prices. I mean, it's kind of like what it's saying here. Yeah, not really anything I'm liking. Took out this high, started shifting lower. Not really any SMT up here. Took out this high. I mean, we took out this high here from here to here. So we do have a higher high here. Then we started shifting lower, but I really wasn't too interested in anything here. That's why I was focusing on the other things as well. So we'll see if this wants to be a two-stage event, but it's starting to look like it just wants to keep order flowing on its way down. We didn't get any true confirmation that I'd like to see for a trade like this. We did shift up. We started trading down lower. Came up above, shifted down, used this order block here. This would be considered a bearish order block. These up-close candles. I mean, we do have this 30-second inversion, but that's still not high probability in my opinion based on what we're seeing here in the market. We trade down to a discount, trade it up again. Yes, we closed down below. We could hit this low or this low, which we did, but then it came back up on in, used this volume balance and traded lower. But like I was saying, I wasn't too bearish on this, even though there was a lot of high resistance liquidity up there. But obviously, we're just trading lower. We got relative equal lows down here. If we do keep going lower, it looks like we're going to reach down here. So, if I don't take anything, that's fine. I would say we're going to reach possibly down here towards this fair value gap here on the 4 hour if it wants to keep working down. But if we break up above this volume, not the volume balance, the 4 hour high here, which is going to be this line. So I'm actually going to make this orange. So this is a 4 hour, it's a low of this candle. So if we break back up above that and then we get an inversion closure, I'd go bullish, but now it's just looking like we need to get something within here to keep going lower, in my opinion, down within this range, because it's not looking bullish too much anymore. We took out this internal high and we started shifting lower. What we can do now, we can actually use standard deviations of this range here to measure potential targets lower. So if price really wants to start falling down, we can look within here. We can look within here. We got down below this low, bring us to the -1. And then we have -2, -2.5, and then 4 obviously is a long shot way down here. But we'll see if we can actually get that. That'd actually be a nice little move if we can get up above. Well, give us some entry up within here. So I just want to continue to watch that. I don't really like entering on continuations, but if it's a valid setup, I'll take it. It's got to be really clean, though, for me, though. I'm not trying to really push anything that's not that clean. So I got this 3-minute inversion. If we inverse this, we could go long. I'd prefer not to, actually, because we got this. We don't have any SMT down here. 30-second SMT, but that's not enough for me. So we tapped into this fair value gap here. We made a lower high here. Higher high there. We just inversed this. We just inversed this in the 30-second. It looks like we're going to trade lower here on ES. We hit that breaker. Now it looks like we're going to trade lower. Because we inverse this here. We'll see what that wants to do. We had the lower high, higher high. We inverse the 30-second. Let's see if that wants to trade lower. I'm not taking that on eval. I don't trade ES like that. We're bouncing off that 4-hour low again that we were talking about. The 5-minute made this high, but we never made it here. Bearish SMT. So I'd say this is a pretty valid trade setup in my opinion. I would just say something like this, just based on this 30-second inverse. Right here. A 30-second inverse right there. So you entered here. Stop loss there. You go 5 points. But like I said, I'm not trading that. I don't trade like this. Usually. We're in continuation. I need to see more. If I was to take this, I'd need to see another distribution leg. Like, even if we inverse this 1 minute on NQ, I'm still not interested. This all looks like it's going to play out, though. Gun to my head, we're going lower, just based on what we're getting here. But I'd like to see one more distribution. We get this volume balance here on the 2 minute. We could possibly get up to something like that. So what do we have this low down here on ES? So -1 will bring us down here. So like, let's say a 58. It'd bring us into this 30-minute for value gap. 50% of this for value gap, let's see. Falls right below that -1 standard deviation. So I want to pay attention to that as well. And we also have this 1 hour order block. If we measure the bodies, just a little bit lower than that too, but if you're looking at this 1 hour, we still have 24 minutes, so it could keep going, but we'll keep watching this. To me, this is very bearish to me. Just how these candles are starting to form. If we close this, that's what I want to see. If we close it this bearish, I want to see what happens next. But we need to close pretty bearish. So 5-minute closure there. And we have SMT at these wicks here. So honestly, that closure, that's really not too bad. Notice how we keep respecting that for value gap there. It's bearish for value gap. All this inversion here. That's pretty nice. We're probably gonna keep trading lower here. A lower high here. I mean higher high here, lower high there. Not too bad. Give me 1 second here. So notice how we just continue to trade away from that area here. We had this inversion, traded down. We inversed it there. I didn't like that for an eval trade, just because I wanted to see one more leg up. But since we had the SMT here, kind of had some conviction with this lower high and this higher high. We also made the higher high here when we made a lower high here. So we had a few different SMTs at the highs, which made me think we're going to target this low, which obviously we're targeting the low right now. So I took it on a paper. I didn't take it on an eval, but this was a pretty nice setup here based on that. I also don't trade ES like I do NQ. So I'd rather wait for something a little bit more clean on NQ, but this is just what I was taking right here. So took the trade on the inversion when the inversion closed here on the 32nd. Right here, closed here, took the trade here. And then looking for 5 points down to here. I closed one here when YM hit the low. And then I was looking for more movement from there. So I want to see if this wants to continue down now towards our standard deviations. So yeah, let's just see what we get. So we're hitting that volume imbalance and we're rejecting the volume imbalance right there. Trading away. I wonder if we can go down at this lower time frame here to get some sense of price. We're just continuing down. Higher high in the 32nd. See if we can find anything nice in this 5 second here. I'm not trading the 5 second. I'm just going to observe price as we move around in this area. We still got that 5 second high. I wonder if it wants to just trade down lower now from here. Down to these levels. Okay, 1 minute volume balance up here. Like I said, I'm not taking this. This is ridiculous. But 5 second inverse here, as you can tell right there. 15 second is about to inverse. 15 second inverse here. So like, let's see if that wants to go lower or not. Based on a 15 second inverse, let's see. Like, how tight would that stop be if we did that? Only 6 points. It's really not that bad. We just hit the low here, though. We'd want to see it just continue down if we're going to continue from here. Bring this back over. So yeah, we never hit the low. Now we have this 1 minute order block. We'll see if that 1 minute order block wants to hold, but we never hit this volume balance up here either. So I'll pay attention to that. Because on the micro, we did hit the low on the micro. So I wonder if we're gonna hit that -1 standard deviation or not. On that 15 second inversion, you know? Dude, we're ripping right now. That's wild. I took another buy on the demo, and then I took, not a buy, a sell on the demo, and then I took a trade on the eval here. So I'll close that one here. I want to see how far this other eval wants to go, other eval trade. Let's see. Probably gonna hit me out of break even, but we'll see. We just missed this low. This is the 4-hour low that we were talking about over here. It's not even the low, it's open. Open of this candle. So I want to see if we want to reach down there. So I took this on the eval account. I just took 5 contracts on a mini. So I want to see how far this really wants to rip down. So we just came here. We hit 20 points. I'm going to take one off. Wait a second. Where's my entry at? I thought that one was going to lose, honestly. I honestly wanted it to be honest. So we inverse that 15 second. We had SMT at the highs. And I had my stop. I moved it literally right here. is right above this 15-second high. So that risk really wasn't much. It was 4 points on a micro. So I'll take one off if we hit this low here now. So if we hit this low here, I'm going to take one off. And then I want to let the rest go to the standard deviation. Yeah, like look at that 5 minute. The thing just closed so bearish. Like, I don't know why I wouldn't hold this. That's the thing. Either a break even or like TP. Like, I don't even care. Like, we just had a lot of bearish signatures in price, sending it down, but it can come back to break even. I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't really care. This trade wasn't that perfect to me, anyway. Okay, we just hit the low there. So we just had one contract come off. We have a few to go. So look, this is what I don't like about the minis and the micros. We're making a higher low here. On the micros... Oh wait, I thought I just took the low. Maybe not. My bad. Alright, I just took one off. So now I have 4 contracts instead of 5. So I want to break even 4 if it comes up to there. But, yeah. This is the manipulation leg I'm looking at for my standard deviation here. Down to here. We could hit this one. So we'll take one more off here. But I'm mainly looking for this one down here. So if we hit that one, we'll have 3 left. And I'll take the 3 off down here. That's if that plays out. We got this for value gap now. We're in bearish order flow. So we'll see if this fair value gap wants to resist price to send it down lower or not. So just gotta continue to watch this. This is a 15-second time frame trade. At our inversion here. So we're about to get hit out of break even, that's fine. Just record it in the notes if we do. Very close to break even, didn't hit it. 5-second inverse here. Took out the internal high. Like I said, I don't really care what happens here. Okay, we just got hit out. Watch it go lower now. I don't really care. Cool. That was pretty cool. Yep, there we go. I gotta sell right off now. Sick. Yeah, look at that. We made a higher high here and a lower high there, so that is bearish SMT. I just think it's a good entry. Yeah, my entry is farther down than it should have been. Oh well. Let's see if it comes back. So bullish SMT now at the wicks. I just don't like that 5-minute closure, man. We've got this 1-minute inverse closure here. Looks like we gotta reach up to the high. So we inverse this 1 minute. We got 2 minute here if that wants to inverse or not. Higher time frame, we hit this low. Hit this for a value gap. There we go, there we go. Probably just gonna reach up to this high here, the no wick candle. And then it's going. Yeah, I would say we're gonna reach up to 17,395 right now. So focus on those lower time frame charts that I missed this. It's all good though. But to have that break even on the ES chart too. Bitcoin and Ethereum with the bullish SMT down here too. I know, bullish Bitcoin and the dollar. Not bad. Yeah, it's got the bullish SMT as well. Oh yeah, looking like it wants to rip up to this high now. So we said NASDAQ trade down to that 4-hour wick that we're looking at. Now we're back up above here. So that could have been a little scalp. It's not a crazy trade, honestly. But let's say hypothetically someone got in on this one. I mean, you have your stop loss like right here, or down below this low the SMT was. Stats would be a break even. We hit this target. But since we're already trading lower, it's not that high probability to me, you know? We'll see what we get here. Maybe it just does give us something a little bit later. It's 250 macro starting right now. So 1 hour time frame, let's look. We're about to get a 1 hour close here, and this is very bearish. We got relative weak lows down here. Very, very hard for me to want to take a buy in this. Especially if we get the 1 hour to close like this. But over the next 7 minutes, maybe we do rally up a little bit higher into here. It's possible. But it's really hard to want to do, but we need to see a 5-minute inverse here. With this 5-minute candle. For me to go long, I'd want to see that. Because like we just took out internal high. So we got this 3-minute as well. On the 1 minute, we took out this internal high. So if anything, I would have wanted that to happen already. But now we got bullish SMT at these wicks here, and that's actually a bullish sign as well. So maybe this play does play out. Like I said, I just wasn't ready for it. I was thinking we were going to keep selling off to the standard deviation. But maybe we use the standard deviation on this one here, get up to this -1, which looks like it's probably going to happen. Lower low. It's 15-second here, we just inversed. We're getting a lower low here, and to buy back up and close to that inverse, we're probably going to go long. But it's not A+ to me, so I just want to sit out. Dig a demo on it, but that's about it. 2-minute closure soon. 3-minute closed here. I wonder if we're gonna get 3-minute wick into one of these here. 3-minute inverse. Yes. There we go. Yeah. There we go. We're buying up now. I was saying that 15-second inverse right there got us going up. There we go. Probably gonna reach this high up within here with this volume imbalance. This 2-minute inversion. Let's see if we close this 2-minute inversion here. I didn't get the SMT I wanted to see on the wicks though. Holy shit, we're ripping. So there's the standard deviation number 1 with this high here. So yeah, we closed that 2-minute inversion a little while ago. And we pull up. Let's see if we want to get back down into here though. I don't think I'm going to get much for an entry now. I mean, I think the entry was within here in that 15-second, or we got that 1-minute entry. But I'll still focus on the selling. I didn't want to buy this up. We're all good here. That 1 minute, trade it up. Let's see, my stop might get out a break even on the paper account here. I traded this one on the paper. Took the buy here based on that 15-second inversion that we had. So we pulled back down after this closure. Took the buy, and then we started trading back up higher here. So I want to see if we want to get at this negative standard, negative 1 up here. So like I said, I'm overall bearish. So I'm really not trying to get a long shot back up to these highs. But I wouldn't mind seeing internal liquidity taken at this -1 standard deviation. That may be a short later. And 2 more minutes in this 1 hour. Let's see how it wants to close here. So I keep paying attention to this. Goes to that volume bounce we can target up here. So this high, and then this. But standard deviation's right here, so I'll have my sell limit right up there. Not too bad. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to go bullish here. Again. Another 15-second inverse. Trade lower here. I'd say that's going to keep ripping up. I want to see this low hold though. So I just want to look here at the higher time frame. that 3-minute closeout inversion? Oh yeah, close both these inversions here. So I want to see if this wants to actually continue higher here or not. So we're making a lower low here, but we're still making a higher low here. So I want to see what we continue to get in this area. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to inverse this now, because we just got that 30-second closure. We're tapping into here. We'd want to see this 2-minute stay open if we're going to keep going long or not. So yeah, the break even's about to be hit here on the paper. Yeah, this ain't looking the best right now. We'll see what we continue to get. We'll see if we get back down in this range if we want to get up there or not. But overall, it is bearish. So I want to pay attention and see what we get. So we get this 30-second inverse. We hit this order block. But to inverse this 30-second candle, I wonder if that's going to shoot price up to that high there. It's possible. Oh yeah, ripping, dude. So that 2-minute just closed very bullish after hitting that low. Yeah, that 3-minute looks bullish there. So this 3-minute's still down lower. The other ones aren't. Notice how we're making a lower low, but we're trading above into here. I'd say this is still bullish, but still on a high probability. We didn't take out a lot of liquidity there. So the new 1 hour opened. 1 hour is bearish. So I'm gonna sit on the sidelines here. So we close that 5-minute inversion that we're talking about. So I didn't want to be bullish unless we close that 5-minute inversion. We pulled back in. Took out this low. 5-minute here. It's not taking out the low yet. We have this line of fire right there. That's in sights. Question is, do we inverse this 3-minute now? Yeah, we just inverse that 30-second there. Alright, just took a paper loss in that one. Took the buy and then retested here, and then we just closed this 30-second. I don't really like that. We're probably going to keep trading lower for a little bit. Doesn't hurt to stay on the sidelines, you know? Wait for something clean. Maybe we make one more swing low on one of these and then we end up buying after. But it honestly doesn't surprise me that we just had the new hour open. Trade it up like a little bit. Trade down, trade it up. Now we got the sell-off down into here. If we inverse this 3-minute here, we're probably going to keep falling too. But on the 5-minute time frame, if we make a swing low on one of these and the other one stays higher, we could possibly see a bullish reversal, but it'd have to be really clean. Like I was saying, this is so bearish, it's kind of hard to want to buy, especially after retracement. I mean, if you're taking a buy, you want to take something like this quick, get a quick little 20 points and get out. You know? So now the question is, do we shift up above this high and then come back down lower later? Or what? Because now we're playing in this order block. Nothing's clear to me. Like we have sell side lower. He's inverse this 2-minute now on ES. Got a 30-second candle there. I wonder if we're going to inverse that. So we just inverse this 30-second here. Bearish. I wonder if that's going to play out to short down. We did leave that volume imbalance though. Just trade it up. We're hitting this volume balance here. Market's not very favorable right now. Still need to wait on more information. Yeah, so we hit this inverse here, traded back up to this high. Now we're trading back down, taking out these equal lows, and we're pulling back. Just not favorable conditions right now. Just want to keep waiting here. See what 315 gives us, or a little bit later. Looks like we want to keep going lower, to be honest. Let's see. If we inverse this 2-minute, we shouldn't come back up above it. That's the thing. That's if we hold these lows. If we don't hit these lows here, not yet, at least. I would say that 2-minute would be a good hold. So we're playing in this discount right now. We got a lot of equal highs up here. I'm just trying to observe what we're getting here in price action. Trading into discount. We're failing to inverse this. We're about to hit a low here on ES. And that's possible to hit the low. Like, soon. Same here on YM. I'm just curious if we get an inverse of, let's say, this 30-second that's sitting up right here. If we inverse this 30-second, if that would want to send price higher. We didn't inverse it, we just hit it now. But I'd want to see this low hit. If that low doesn't get hit, I'm still thinking we could go lower. Maybe we have SMT here, we're in a discount. Oh yeah. What if we inverse this now? We just hit this high, that volume imbalance that we were talking about earlier. We just got out of the It's 3:15 now, so we just got out of that macro that we were talking about. Our lower high. Loads is taken, so just gonna sit here and observe now. Three-minute open with no wick. We started trading down instantly into this fair value gap. As we're trading lower here, as we're trading lower over here. I wonder if this is going to be the six sister approach, though. He's at a 30-second inverse without hitting a low, but we hit the high up here. So are we just going to play this breaker and then short from here or not? That's the real question now. Looks like that's what's going to happen. So I wouldn't want to see price get back up above here. So I'm looking at is that we hit this high when we lower high here, but we took this low. We're just so bearish here. I wonder if it's going to use this as a breaker, this down close candle here, to hit this breaker in the order block to then just keep sending down. Which would bring this to the six sister approach where we inverse this and come lower. Because look how we inverse this, but we never hit a low. So I'm interested in that. See how that plays out. But now he's got a 30-second inverse. We're back up above that. So we're back up above that 30-second inverse now. We hit the low. Let's see who wants to go long here. We just hit this high. We got these equal highs up here. So I'm paying attention to that. And here's our standard deviation from earlier. -2, bring us to 40 points. See what wants to happen here. Oh, so we hit that internal high right there. Okay. So I took that buy in the eval, just broke even that eval trade here. Man, market's hard today. I'm not gonna lie. Usually it's a little bit more clean in my opinion for FOMC. Man, this is like difficult. I mean, I can't be mad if this keeps going higher from now. Oh well, I stuck to my plan. We hit the high and then we started trading back. Hit the low of that 4-hour gap. This is hard to read, you know. 5-minute time frame. High here. I bet you it's a 15-minute wick too. Yeah, 15-minute high. If it rejects that hard, it looks like we want to keep coming lower. It really does. And that's what might happen, you know, and it's, we just gotta live with it. Got this 1 minute, we're about to inverse here. Just like that. So we just inverse that 1 minute now. So I want to see if this thing wants to rip down. Back and forth, the price is just going back and forth. Like, here we go, Six Sister approach now, possibly. Does it reach this low or does it not? That's the question. Just tape read it here. Back down below that 5-minute inversion again. So we can't find a. It's not. It seems like not like it's not finding a way to play with this 5-minute gap right now. We got all this low resistance liquidity up here. We just trade deeper into this fair value gap again. Since we hit this high, I don't even want to like buy an inverse in here. Like when this 1 minute closes this inverse, I wouldn't even want to buy that. So we hit the high, we never hit the low. But I know we hit the low over here. We're already so bearish, and that 15-minute hit this wick when these didn't. So this bearish SMT, and we're already so bearish. So that doesn't even interest me for this buy. Not at all. This buy here earlier that I took on the 30-second, I wanted to see it come lower, but we had SMT, and then we closed this 30-second. And this looked valid to trade farther up into this high. But I didn't want to keep going. So, this shit is not worth the risk in my opinion. All right, here we go. That 2-minute close is giving it away now. We closed this inversion. 2 minutes is closed, very bullish. Looking like we're gonna keep ripping up. Wow. There she goes. Read SMT here. On the discount. It's not giving me my favorite type of setup here, so glad I played it the way I did. SMT, but there's a breaker here, so we're playing this breaker. I wonder if this breaker wants to play out to keep sending price higher, or if it wants to break lower. But I mean, this 3-minute closure looks like we're gonna play this breaker to keep going higher. You know what I mean? See, this is this gap. I don't think we should go below this gap. If we're gonna keep going long, I would say this gap needs a hold. Or at least this low. So that would be like 10 points from here. It's obvious that the buying's coming in right now. Looks like it's using this breaker. This breaker's looking like it's going to launch price up, you know? There we go. There she is. Possibly reach this volume balance up here. That'd be up there. Now we're playing this breaker though, here. It's reacting right off that. Oh, 3 minute looking sexy again. Just getting started here. Breaker. I didn't really see an inversion I liked. I mean, we created this SMT down here. We shifted. And I used this potential breaker when we inverse this 30-second, and then we pulled right back down. So break even on that one. Got highs up here. Got this volume balance up here. Dipping into this 30-second for value gap and leaving that for value gap there. Holy shit. Here we go. It's on fire. Ripper, bud. That volume balance is met that I was talking about in the 1 minute. I'm expecting this high to be made, and then possibly even higher up into there. And all this low resistance liquidity if it really wants to reach up there. I was only able to take that on a paper account, so fortunately it didn't give me an entry on my other account, so it's all good. -2 was hit. Damn, tell me guys, that 3-minute closure gave it away. Playing the breaker trade there. Trade down lower with SMT. Like, look at that. Clear SMT here. Where did it go? Right here. Clear SMT. Then we shifted up above this inversion here. Still not my favorite setup. You know, not the best. Then we shifted again using this breaker. So I mean, looking at this, let's go over here. I don't trade breakers that much, but I would say that's like an A+ breaker setup. Because that gap should not have been breached, just like that. There we go, we're about to hit our next target. Just hit our next target there. Let the next one go. Holy shit, man. Wow. The thing's on fire right now. I'm gonna close it out right there. We're almost there, man. I'd say this low shouldn't be hit. Completely leave this open at this point. Just about to hit these equal highs. And there we go. That's it. 2,200 on this one. Let's go. Nah, but anyways. Yeah, that was more of like a breaker play here. I wouldn't even say that's inversion model. And I trade inversion model more than anything. There was an inversion, but it wasn't A plus in my opinion. So I want to put this in my notes. Yo, that was a ripper. I had a feeling that buy was coming at some point. Man, we hit that high and we pulled back down after hitting that high. And we inversed this. I thought we were going to keep going lower, to be honest. Inverse that 1 minute. I was like, nah, I took out this internal low. And then we ended up shifting right back up using a breaker model. These markets can really get people, you know? If you're not just like totally in sync with order flow, like you can really get wrecked. But yeah, I'm gonna call. I'll do one more explanation of what happened here today. So we ended up trading lower into this discount, and when the 1 hour closed on the 3 hour. Well, 3 o'clock, when that opened, so the 2 o'clock hour closed, the 3 o'clock opened here, and we were very bearish. So I was looking for sell side to continue to be met as we continue to reach down, but we were already in a discount here on all of them. Okay, we're in a discount, as you can tell. And we have a lot of liquidity resting up above here. So we can pay attention and look for potential buys, but at the same time, we were very bearish. And if we looking for more bearish setups, that's what can possibly happen. And look, they just completely smoked everybody else out that was looking for sells. So, what did we get here in price action? You know, low, traded back up, made equal highs, equal highs. We continue to trade down and consolidate here after the 3 o'clock hour candle opened. And then I was looking for the buy. Like I said, we had the SMT that we had over here. So I ended up taking the buy when we had the lower low over here. And we shifted up. That was a nice closure in my opinion. I took the buy, traded up, and hit the high. So when we hit the high, I moved my stop loss to break even. That's just what my rules say. Then we ended up shifting lower, and then we had this inversion. So I was looking at this inversion. Maybe this sells off or buys up, but honestly, it wasn't that clear to me. Once we bought up above this inversion, because we didn't take the low, we did over here. We closed this inversion, okay? But let's see here in the 2 minute. Once we got this bullish closure here, we used this breaker right here to end up buying higher. So this up close candle, we took out the low, so that makes it a breaker. Came up above it, so we used that breaker here to go long within that area. And as you can tell, just continue to gravitate up and just completely rip up here to the moon. So that was nice to experience, but as you can see, it's pretty simple to get chopped up in here. I mean, I was looking at this buy here, but the SMT wasn't that significant yet. So bought up here, we got this closure of this inversion, and then we traded up to here, and I was looking for this high to be met, that was never met. Traded back down on in to the SMT. So I was looking at this to potentially buy up, but then it wasn't that clear. Then we bought up above this 30-second gap here. That's where I took the buy right here. Break even, but never continue to take buys within this. We had a 30-second inversion there. But once we broke up above, that just used this breaker, turned into a breaker model to go long. So yeah, that's kind of what we got today. It was kind of cool to observe this and watch this happen. And the FOMC minutes wasn't too crazy. It was a nice day in my opinion. All right, guys, take it easy. Love y'all. Peace out.